With a major selection of the looks your kiddos love, starting at just $4 in the Walmart app, a new school year means a stylish new them. Who knew? Find skater skirts and Crocs that say, I'm casual but cool. Sparkly sneakers that say, it's my classroom, you're just learning in it. And preppy polos that say, I'm the teacher's pet, even if they're mommy's menace at home. Find their favorite styles starting at just $4 in the app. The Walmart you thought you knew is now new.
This message is sponsored by Greenlight. With school out, summer is the perfect time to teach our kids real-world money skills they'll use forever. Greenlight is a debit card and the #1 family finance and safety app used by millions of families, helping kids learn how to save, invest, and spend wisely. Parents can send their kids money and track their spending and saving, while kids build money confidence and skills in fun ways. Start your risk-free Greenlight trial today at greenlight.com/Spotify. That's greenlight.com/Spotify.
And now, stop me if you've heard this before on the Toddcast podcast.
Canadian bluesman David Gogo has been playing since he was 5 years old. At 15, he met Stevie Ray Vaughn at a show at the Royal Theatre in Victoria. And David's from Nanaimo, so it was a quick trip to see one of his heroes. I'll tell you more on that in a minute. By 16, David was getting work as a session musician. He started a band called The Persuaders and opened up for some greats like Johnny Winter, Buddy Guy. He even played on stage with B.B. King. Without question, David is one of Canada's best bluesmen. He's a Maple Blues Award winner, a relentless performer, Juno-nominated albums, Western Canadian Music Award-nominated albums. Impressive stuff, to say the least. And stop me if you've heard this before. Back to Meeting Stevie Ray Vaughn. David talked about how Stevie encouraged him to play the blues.
Well, he kind of brought it together for me as a focus to realize what I wanted to do, because when I was, first starting to play in bands at like 13, 14 years old, I was really kind of a blues bass player, and a lot of these guys had no idea what the blues was, Mm-hmm. So we played a mixture of kind of, with a lot of this, once again, the 60s rock stuff. But when Stevie came out, I'm like, oh, that's it. That's what I want to do. And he was kind of like the real, kind of brought the blues back alive. And I was lucky enough to meet him when I was 15 and hang out with him several times before he passed away. So, it was a real catalyst, and he was a real super nice guy as well, and was really encouraging.
And at 15, like, that had to be such a huge meeting for you.
It was, and if I may plug myself here, I just started a podcast myself.
Oh, you did? Great. What's it called?
Yeah, it's called the David Gogo. It's called the Soul Bender Podcast, and we're only 2 episodes deep.
Okay.
But the first episode, I just talk about all my times hanging out with Stevie, like when I first met him when I was 15, and sleeping on his hotel room floor in Victoria. It's just ridiculous, but
yeah,
he was just a super nice guy because he understood where I was coming from. He, as much as he worshipped Jimi Hendrix and Albert King and all those guys, all of a sudden this 15-year-old kid shows up and I had a hat like his and everything else. He just kind of looked at me, oh, wow. Yeah. I'm on the other side now.
Stop Me If You've Heard This Before on the Toddcast podcast is powered by the HomeDwell Group. Buying a house? Selling your home? Contact Kyle at homedwell.ca today.
The Old West is an iconic period of American history and full of legendary figures whose names still resonate today, like Jesse James, Billy the Kid, and Butch and Sundance, Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse, and Geronimo, Wyatt Earp, Bat Masterson, and Bass Reeves, Buffalo Bill Cody, Wild Bill Hickok, the Texas Rangers, and many more. Hear all their stories on the Legends of the Old West podcast. We'll take you to Tombstone, Deadwood, and Dodge City, to the plains, mountains, and deserts for battles between the U.S. Army and Native American warriors, to dark corners for the disaster of the Donner Party, and shining summits for achievements like the Transcontinental Railroad. We'll go back to the earliest days of explorers and mountain men, and head up through notorious Pinkerton agents and gunmen like Tom Horn. Every episode features narrative writing and cinematic music, and there are hundreds of episodes available to binge. I'm Chris Wimmer. Find Legends of the Old West wherever you're listening now.
Does music really have the power to heal? How can you instantly be more persuasive? What would the world be like if there were no bugs? These are the kind of topics we explore in every episode of my podcast called Something You Should Know. My name is Mike Carruthers, and what we do on Something You Should Know is we find leading experts and curate topics that will impact your life, satisfy your curiosity, or simply fascinate you. Maybe all of the above. Out of all the millions of podcasts in the universe, Something You Should Know is usually ranked in the top 200 of all podcasts on Apple. A lot of people like Something You Should Know, and I'm willing to bet you will too. We deliver 3 episodes a week and have a catalog of over 1,000 shows for you to listen to. Give a listen to Something You Should Know, wherever you get your podcasts.
Look, we all know there are a lot of celebrity interview podcasts out there, but there's only one, Happy, Sad, Confused. I'm Josh Horowitz, and yeah, I'm the host of the show, so I'm a little biased, but truly Happy, Sad, Confused is the place for nerdy and intimate conversations with all your favorite actors and filmmakers. From Andrew Garfield and Scarlett Johansson to Christopher Nolan and Quentin Tarantino. For over 10 years and over 700 episodes, Happy, Sad, Confused has broken movie and TV news every single week. That's because I ask all the questions I want to know, and more importantly, you want to know. Casting what-ifs, backstage stories, acting pet peeves, and much more. So whether you're into superheroes, prestige TV, or just the coolest actors and directors alive, you're going to learn something in every episode. Listen to Happy, Sad, Confused on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.